I would just repeat that the state budget is very serious to our local governments and our local communities because the burden of our tax dollars are allocated local, state, federal, as we've been discussing. And the massive cuts that have been proposed to local public schools will likely result in more levies. When you see more levies on the ballot, you will know why. If this Senate budget is passed the way it's proposed, we need to have representatives that aggressively fight for our interests, because if we're being left out of the state budget, those dollars are going to have to be made up with locally. And so many of us don't have children in public schools. I understand that, but it's still a serious issue when $1 million+ is being cut from the Willoughby East Lake Public Schools allocation. That's in addition to projects like Bacon Road, which will be a $5 million hit to Lake County. This project has to be done one way or the other. We need clean water and sewer. It's not optional. This isn't something that would be nice to have, like a Corvette or a sailboat. This is necessary. And one way or the other, it's going to get done, but it shouldn't be entirely on the backs of local taxpayers. The system is set up for our representatives to go to Columbus and lobby hard and push hard for our local communities. And that's why I find it so concerning that rather than focusing on those priorities, we have representatives that go down to Columbus and are pushing for political boondoggles, which I view as communist. I know that the idea is, I'm fighting for a conservative budget. I don't know how speech codes equate to conservatism. Where I come from, conservatives let all ideas go out in the free market, compete with one another, and people choose for themselves what to believe rather than trying to use state law to impose viewpoints on one another. But be that as it may, that has nothing to do with the budget. The budget should be about Lake County and the other areas that our representatives are elected from. It should be about our priorities, because ultimately they're supposed to work for us. That's why I find this letter to be so offensive. To say I got a bunch of attorneys to review some policy that has nothing to do with the budget, so you guys should be happy. I mean, even if I agreed with Senate Bill 83, which I think I've made clear for the record, I do not. I wouldn't say, good for you, you wrecked the budget, but you slipped this in there. I'd say these are two completely separate issues. Why are you mixing the two? Where's your focus on local priorities? I'm very concerned that if this budget passes as proposed, I'm very concerned that it's going to result in higher taxes on Lake County residents, and in this time of historic inflation, that's unacceptable. We need more, not less help from the state of Ohio, which is experiencing a historic surplus. They have the resources, and I'm concerned that other counties are being remembered and we're going to be forgotten. I want the House budget. I want Representative Calendar's proposals that fund our projects, take care of our schools, and have reflections of the requests that the mayors, the commissioners, that the local elected officials have made. I want our input and say in the state budget. I don't want to hear from Columbus. Columbus needs to hear from us.